welcome back to part two. Now I'm asking people how are they, genuinely asking about how things treating them and stuff because that's the type of person that I am. I haven't seen you in a while, it's always good to see you. Let's play catch up. We all busy. We all have things to do. So, I just want to see how you guys are all doing. So my sister that's right up under me, as I mentioned you guys, we grew up toxic. We picked up toxic traits that we didn't know. But then as you get older, you start to reanalyze your life when things are starting to go wrong, when you can't get things right. You start to take a deeper look within self, right? And you figure out what can you do better to be better, or what it is that you're doing, to cause you to be alone, or to cause people not to like you, or cause people not to want to be around. So you really start to analyze yourself, right? I would think so because that's what I did. But I know everybody is different. But at 30 plus something years, it's always important to reanalyze your life. It's always important, especially when nobody wants to be around you, right? So anywho, my sister that's right up under me, she's picking on my niece. Now my niece is 9 years old. It's not my niece who just had a birthday. It's not her. It's her sister. So she starts to pick on her. And it gets to the point where she makes my niece cry. And I'm like, it's a handful of people that's in the living room because my sister had it at her house. So it's a handful of people that's in the living room. So I tell my sister, the one that's picking on my niece, and I'm like, hey, leave her alone. You need to stop messing with her. You made her cry. That's not right. She proceeded to come at me with profanity, cussing me out, telling me that that's how they talk to me. I'm going to talk to them back like that. I'm like, dude, that's a kid, though. That is a child. And most of all, that's your niece. You okay with tearing down your niece? You okay with that? Stuff like that, kids have a hard time recuperating from. Kids don't learn how to deal with that because they shouldn't have to deal with an adult tearing them down. That mess with them mentally, psychologically. That mess with their self-esteem. That mess with them as an entire person as a whole. And sometimes people never bounce back from that. So, long story short, she wants to fight now. She wants to fight me, so she proceeded to take off all her stuff and wants to jump over my sister's couches, all on the couches, trying to throw stuff and hit me. And so I just stand up and I'm like, hey, come on, jump. I'm going to snatch you right out there. Come on, big bad wolf. Come on. So, well, as I talked to my husband last night and we went over the scenario 100 times, thousands of times, I could have just shut up. But that was something that I just could not let go on the strength that they was missing the bigger picture. So she want to fight me, and she proceeded to tell what she thought was a secret. But it's not a secret. You can't tell something that I have volunteered information already. It's not. You did it to try to hurt me, but you can't hurt somebody who already volunteered the information. So that right there lets me know where me and you stand and our relationship stand as sisters and as family. You intentionally try to hurt me just so you can feel right or feel validated or whatever. You're wrong. You are wrong. So, as I'm sitting there going back and forth, my husband keeps telling me, babe, stop engaging in this, and that. I refuse to let it go because they missing the point. And that's what I keep telling my husband. I'm like, they missing the point. It's going over their heads. It's going over their heads, and I'm not going to leave it till they get it. So, my sister that I get into it, the one that's up under me, she ended up leaving. Fine, bye. You need to leave. On the fact that you and her spreading bad juju. Bye. We don't need your negative energy up here. But in the process of my sister that's right up under me, in the process of her leaving, now me and my baby sister get into it because my baby sister wanna side with my other sister that I got into it with. And I'm just like, excuse me? Oh, so now you wanna fight? Like, oh wow. So I sat down and I proceeded to eat my food. I'm bothered on so many levels. So I sat down and I ate my food. And she started to disrespect my husband. That's what ticked me off. You started to disrespect my husband on what grounds? Because I refuse to engage with you? Or because I refuse to go there with you on that level? So you feel the need to disrespect my husband. And then you sending out threats. She threatened to kill me, you guys. She threatened to send people to my house. And I'm like, oh wow. So it's to that level to where it's like really F me, right? That's exactly how you feel. Then she proceeded to say, this is what happens when you put a people. What did she say? She said, this is what happens when you proceed to put people in a room who hate each other. When you have a room full of people who hate each other. Now you guys, I just mentioned in my previous video that I am really genuine and I love to see my sisters and doing good. And I'm always encouraging them to do better. I be trying to push them to their potential because there's more out there. We all came from the same background to where we had it hard, to where we lived house to house, and sometimes we didn't have nowhere to live, where we had to stay in abandoned garages, where been days where we couldn't eat. Our lights was always off. We didn't have any beds, no furniture. We had to sleep on floors. We had to sleep in our coats coming up our arms, shoes, our whole foot out, like our shoe literally talking. Like, we all came from this. We all came from poverty. We all came from a one-parent household who hated. My mom was schizophrenic, and bipolar. And she took it out on us. My mom abandoned us several times. So when we stand in an abandoned house where the windows and everything is boarded up, and it's just us. And my mama gone. She went to go stay with a guy, and she took the money that she had, and she paid up a guy rent and took his kids out. And we stand in an abandoned house, no lights, no food. And the little food that we did have when the lights got cut off, my mom came and took it and put it in his house. So we're standing in this abandoned house, windows boarded up, doors boarded up. And we're staying here. And my mom stopped calling me. Figure it out, y'all grown. We're fucking 16 and 17. We're 16 and 17. And my little brothers and my little sisters are every bit of 8 and 9. And you telling us we're grown, figure it out. I'm gonna stop calling you. Right. So you would think people who came from that would want better, would strive to do better, because you deserve better. You want to see what the world has to offer you, right? You would think that, right? At least I did. And I went after it. And things are starting to prosper in my life that I could never imagine. And I just be wanting to bring my sisters and my brothers along on that journey so they can see it's possible. You're capable, you're able. You're not damaged goods. You can do this. But I guess to some people it's a slap in the face. Or I guess to some people is you think you're better. Or who she thinks she is. And I've never been the one to rub my life or anything that I have going on in anybody's face. And I've been so successful in 2020. I've been so successful. And I told my husband and I told my kids not to tell nobody. Because it ain't a gloat. It's not a rub in your face. It's not a look at me. I'm doing what I need to do to get to where I gotta go. So my kids will never have to go through what I went through. But some people is not. So I get into it with my little sister, and she threatened to kill me or shoot me and have people at my house. So now I'm mad. I'm outraged and angry right now. But I'm not to the point where if I want you, I could get you. I'm not to that point. Because, girl, you ain't worth it. You ain't worth it. You forgot. I'm that same person that was jacking people up over you. I'm that same person who was in handcuffs going to jail behind you. I'm that same person. I just told her, calm it down, because I had kids. And I got married. And I started to build a positive life. You guys, I started to build on God's word and God's promises. And things started to change for me in a major way. And now when there's drama, you can't call me. I want no parts of it. Go sit down. They didn't like it. Now, because I became married and I became a mother, I'm soft. No, I'm still that person. And I will bring that person out for you. I will bring that person out for you to show you and let you know I am your big sister. You do not disrespect me because you don't like what I'm saying. You got the right to get up and walk away. But you want to take as far as threatening to kill me and have people sitting outside my house, and you want to jeopardize my husband's life and my kids' life because what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is going over your head. Okay. So, now we get into it. Now, my mom is sitting there the whole time. From the time I walked into the party, my mom is there. She didn't even want to speak. This is how toxic and dysfunctional our family is. She didn't want to speak. Fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm not here to kiss nobody's ass. I am who I am. And I stand on that. So, she didn't speak. That's fine. Me and my sister that's up under me got into it. She felt the need to side with my sister that's up under me. But when I stated how wrong it was, now all of a sudden, she sided with my younger sister, my baby sister, and killing me. Come out, my baby sister talking about how she'll have people sitting outside my door waiting on me and this and the third. And I told her, I said, I'm not worried about your little threats. And I told her, I got God behind me. And I am who I am. I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about what you're talking about. So my mom proceeded to say, oh, you should be ready. Why? Because I got the Masons backing y'all up. Baby, my God is bigger than whoever they serve. My God is bigger than whoever you serve. Whoever you bow down to, my God is bigger. You need to be worried, not me. I said he will keep me in perfect peace. Keep me in perfect peace. Your flesh mean nothing. Nothing. But thank you for shining the light on who you really are. Thank you. So I know it's time to let go of my family. And that was so hard for me to do because I want us all to go to the promised land. I want us all to have this victorious life that we dreamed about as kids, as little girls. I want us all to be able to witness the glory of God. And what they say is some people after a season, they're not meant to be carried over to the promised land. You can't take them with you. And God been telling me that for the longest. And I kept saying, that's my family. That's my mom. And I pray over my mom, you guys. Because I watch her struggle. And I watch her fail. And I watch her be defeated. And I don't want that for her because she's smart. She's smart. And she's so bright. Like, oh my God. My mama can move mountains, you guys. when my mama was in the Word and we were in church, my mama was an evangelist. And when I tell you my mama could preach the roof off, my mama could preach the roof off. Like, always hoping and praying that she got back and she found her way back. And she get everything that God promised her. Because that lady was powerful, wonderful. Oh my God. You high. And I wanted to do everything in my power to be by her side and help her. But instead she tore me down. Tore me down. Told me I'd never be good for nothing other than laying on my back. Telling a freak 8-year-old this. Nobody will never want you. You'll never be good enough. Telling an 8-year-old. And I remember what that did to me. And how I still carried that as an adult. And how I always compared my life to other people's life. And how I thought other people were better from my boyfriend. Because I remember what she said to me. And I remember how it made me feel. And I remember the hate that was in it. At 8. It scarred me. And mentally messed me up. I was insecure. I didn't care about myself. And on top of that, my mama didn't care about me. None of us. So I carried that with me. And it was a fight to forget it. It was a fight to let it go. It was a fight to know it. It was a fight to allow myself to be loved. And be loved properly. Because all my life I heard I'll never be good enough. Nobody never want me. The things that I want don't exist. I always heard that. Always. I always got broke down. Tore down. I was a very, growing up, I had thighs, I had butt, small waist. And people always thought I was older than what I was. Because I developed. And I was built like a grown woman at 13. And my mama used to beat me because her boyfriends were checking me out. Or her boyfriends would try to want to get with me, and I used to get beat. I got kicked out of the house at 13. And I was called all kind of hoes because she thought I slept with her boyfriend. And I'm sick, and I get kicked out. And I'm not wanted back. 13. So I know. So I know what that can do to a child. Because I was with that child. And not everybody can come back from that. There's plenty of times I tried to kill myself. Because I hated my mom. And I hated my sisters. And they would sit in a room and talk about me so bad. As if I wasn't even their sister. Or as if I wasn't even her daughter. And then they start trying to make other people turn on me. People that love me so much. They try to paint this bad picture of me. And make people turn on me. And would steal from